Celestia here. Sorry I haven't been making any videos recently. You know how it is, life gets in the way and we have to deal with things that make it non-conducive to doing videos. Plus, then I got sick, had my voice, so it was very quiet around our house. So, here's my girl Fig. My precious girl. I am so in love with this girl. She's amazing. And her story has been coming through loud and clear. I have never really had a story for a doll before. Sometimes they start and then they just don't finish. But with her, well, it gives my overly creative imagination chance to do something special. So, Fig lives in a completely different realm, where there are all kinds of anything that you can imagine. Shifters. There are no vampires. That's the only thing that there aren't, other than energy vampires. And the energy vampires I will explain later. Anyways, I have a book here that I've been writing things down as they come to me. As a matter of fact, I woke up in the middle of the night and I had to get something to write. This is a bit of a scrapbook, but I had stopped putting anything in it, and I thought, well, you know what? I'm gonna use this. So the realm that she lives in is called Solil. And Solil is the landmass that her country is on. And her country is called Dwarth. And Dwarth is about the size of India. And their closest neighbors are the Volks, V-O-L-K. And they are highly religious. They don't believe in magic. They think that that's just a sin against nature, that there's no such thing as magic. And between Volkland and Dwarth is the Agarth. It's the Agar, sorry. And it's sort of like the Grand Canyon. And it divides the two countries. Just about everybody in Dwarth works. They're either farmers or shopkeepers or innkeepers, tavern owners. You know, they own a little corner pub where people gather. And so, despite the fact of it being in a different realm, it is semi-modern, I guess. People dress kind of however they want. If you want to wear polka dots and stripes, then you wear polka dots and stripes. So, if you want to own a business, you have to be a member of a guild. Now, there's watchmaker guilds, there's jeweler guilds, there's blacksmith guild, merchant guilds, and all of them you pay fees to belong to those guilds. But if you don't have, if you're just a shopkeeper, well, you pay a fee like you do here with being able to sell goods. You don't have to belong to the Shopkeepers Guild, but you do get better protection against thievery, against robbery. You know, you can hire guards, etc. And these are all gilded members that you hire. So if you're a member of the Shopkeepers Guild, then you get those perks. You don't have to pay for those things. They're provided through the guild. But if you're not a member of the guild, you have to pay for them. So, like I said, I have the lakes are called lochs, L-O-C-K-S. Got that from Scotland, of course, L-O-C-H, like Loch Ness. Rivers are called rivulets, and there are a lot of waterways in excuse me, I'm so sorry, in Salil. Now, Fig, being Elven, her family lives in the Forest of Gren. Now, the Forest of Gren is like a haven for all things paranormal or supernatural. All of the mystical creatures all live there. Unicorns, let me see what else. Shifters, unicorns, dragons, griffins, ogres. Well, ogres, not so much. They're more in the mountains. The jackalopes, things like that. They all live in the Forest of Gren. And Fig and her people live in the forest, and they're kind of like the guardians of the forest. Sorry, excuse me. Now, there are also different types of people in Salil. Paladins, mages, magic users, basically, rangers, dwarfs, thieves, empaths, all of these things. And Fig and her family are in the hierarchy of the Forest of Gren. Her father is chief of all of the guardians, and Fig, unfortunately, she's an only child, and I think that I decided to do that because I'm an only child. My granddaughter's an only child. So I decided to make her an only child because I would know how she would feel about not having siblings. So, the Forest of Gren, as I said, is where all the magical creatures live. And the guardians take care of them. And if they find new creatures that have come from the Pyrenees, which is a wasteland far, far north in Salil, if they find new creatures, they bring them to the forest so that they're protected and they're safe. They're not mercenaries. They don't kill unless absolutely necessary. They don't kill creatures. They try and help them. And that's Fig's job, because Fig is empathic and she can talk to animals. She can talk to just about anything. She can talk to everything from the lowliest little bug right up to dragons. So it's Fig's job to talk to these creatures and make sure that they're taken care of and that they're okay. That they can, if they're injured, they can tell them where they're injured, how they got injured. And they protect them from the ruffians who would capture them and put them in some kind of a freak show or some kind of a circus. So it's their job to protect them and keep them safe. So this all came to me in the middle of the night. I don't know if I was channeling my inner Fig. But yeah, this is what she's been telling me, that this is who she is. And once my other girl is put together, she's going to be the only human who lives in the Forest of Gren. And there will be reasons for that. But that won't come until she's put together. Now, not only can Fig communicate with animals, as I said, she's an empath, but she also has other powers as well, if you want to call them powers, abilities. Let's call them abilities. She's a thought sensor. She can make her thoughts known to you if she wants to. She can read your mind, but she won't unless it's absolutely necessary. If you're captured in the forest and you are there for evil purposes, the trees, who are sentient, will capture you and you'll be questioned, and then you'll be dealt with. And if necessary, if you're in there and you've done something really bad, the trees might even kill you. You might find a branch sticking out of your chest. So it's a protected land. It's magically protected. It has sentient plants. It has sentient trees. Now, they don't talk per se. Now, Fig can talk to them. She can talk to just about anything. And Fig can talk to them. And her family lives in the trees. And I know that sounds odd, but I think it's kind of cool too. It just reminds me of when I was a kid and always wanted to have a tree house. So these things that I wanted when I was a kid, and things that I remember as a kid, these things are all coming through in Fig's story. It's difficult for her to be daughter of the chief, especially since, it will be put on her that she'll have to marry and make an heir. Women can be chiefs, but that's kind of not how her father wants it. And she's rebelling against that a little bit, and she's going to take to doing a little bit of wandering out of the forest. And she's still young. Elves live to be a very ripe old age. They live to be 500, 600, 700 years old. And she's only about 200, which is about 20 years old. So, I mean, they may even live to be 1,000 years old, which would be about 100 human years. But, like I said, she's just in her 20s, so she's just turned 20. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's dry in here and my throat's really dry. She prefers to dress in pants. I have made her some leggings. And I made her this under top because her favorite top, which is this pink one that she came with when she was sent to me, she really likes sheer tops, and she likes to layer things. So, yeah. She wears her hair back now because her hair has been so crazy. So I braided it, and trust me, that was not the easiest thing to do. It just kept her wig just kept falling off. So I may have to try and find her another wig. But for now, she's doing just fine with the wig that she's got. I was hoping that the blue wig that Joshua sent me would fit her, but oh my goodness, it's miles too big. And that's really a shame because I think she would have looked absolutely adorable in that blue wig. But it wasn't meant to be, so we're not going to worry about it. So as I said, where was I? Oh yeah, Fig is rebelling against her father's rule. She wants to join the not hunting parties, but the search parties in the Pyrenees for more animals, because she knows there's animals there. She can sense them. And she wants to go with these searching parties, and her father's like, no, you're my daughter. You're too important to send off on such frivolous things. You need to stay here. So she's decided she's going to dress herself up as a male, and she's going to stow away in one of the wagons, and she's going to go on with one of these search parties to find some new creatures that she knows are there. Well, I mean, the people that are going on these search parties are not going to be able to talk to these animals. She can talk to them. Why wouldn't her father realize that and send her along? Because he's a dope. I mean, let's face it. I understand him trying to protect his daughter. Absolutely, I understand that. But she needs to go because she can talk to these creatures. So that is where we are with my beautiful girl Fig here. I've been in touch with Siren Ambers, and she's going to make Vega Monster, and I can't wait. She sent me a message this morning, actually, and she said, 6 inches tall, fur and wire armature and horns, and I said, sounds good to me. So we're just going to have to, settle on a price, and then Fig will have her own little monster, and I can't wait. I think it's just going to be fantastic. I really would like to find a furry bunny, like a bunny made out of real fur or a cat made out of real fur, so that she can have her own creature. But I know that the one that Siren Ambers, not Siren Amber, it's Siren Ambers, will make for her is just going to be fantastic, because she's such a talented young lady, and I am so excited. So I do have some things coming in. I'm still waiting on the head, as I said. The young man that I'm buying the head from is having some issues, and it's not my place to talk about them, but he is having some issues. And as much as I'm very impatient and waiting very impatiently to have this head come so I can have my girl finished, I understand that he's having issues, and I'm trying very hard to be patient. Patience is a virtue that I do not have an abundance of, especially when it comes to getting my dolls put together. Now that I have the body, I want the head. I want her put together. I want Fig to have her cohort in crime, and being able to make stories for these two girls. I already know who she is. She's already told me her name, and she doesn't even have a head yet. And so that's being hard for me to be patient, but I am being patient. Getting back to Fig, sorry, I'm rambling here, but getting back to Fig, she, because she is so young, she won't have her full abilities until she's around 250 to 275 years old. So she probably will have more abilities as she gets older, and that's exciting for me to be able to try and plan what abilities she's going to be able to have. But as I said, for right now, she can talk to just about anything. She can talk to anything that's sentient, she can talk to it. Whether it's a tree or a plant or a shrub or a bug. If it's sentient, if it can think, if it can feel, if it has emotions, she can sense it. If it can speak, she can talk to it. And she can talk to it in its language, or make herself known in that creature's language. So, summary, she lives in a place called Dwarth on the continent of Salil, which is in a fantasy realm, which when I found out she was elven, I couldn't believe it. I thought, this is my chance to finally have my fantasy realm. I played D&D, I played Dungeons and Dragons with my son. I also played Shadowrun with my son. So all of these things I'm going to use to my advantage when making my realm. So if you're new and you liked what you heard so far, and you love my beautiful girl as much as I do, and you'd like to see more of her, hit that subscribe button, and I'll take you along with Fig on her journey. So I'm going to have to end this soon, because I can feel my throat is getting really dry, and I'm going to end up coughing a lot. So I hope everybody has an absolutely marvelous day. Doing whatever you're doing, I hope you at least make time for some fun. Love your dolls. Play with your dolls. That's what the doll hobby is all about. Playing with our dolls, making stories for them, which I never understood until she came into my life. I tried to make a story for Fern and for Fawn, and it just didn't work. They were just not story dolls. But she is. She screams at me sometimes about, well, what about this? These images in my head that won't go away until I put them down on paper. And that's why the book is going to stay down here with me so that I can continue to write in it. And so I've been chattering on now for 20 minutes. Fig and I say goodbye. I love you all. Please be good to each other. And until we meet again, bye for now.